Good evening, my friend. Welcome back home to WDW Radio Live. I am Lou Mangello. It is Wednesday night. It is my favorite night of the week. Why? Because I get to spend and share it with you. If you are watching live, thank you so very much for being here. I hope you brought a snack, invited a friend. We're going to have some fun tonight. And if you're watching on the replay, don't forget to join us here every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern at WDWRadioLive.com. Turn on notifications. You never know when and from where I may be going live next. It feels like it's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've been live from home. I've been traveling over the last few weeks. Thank you. If you've been following along on my Instagram stories and some Facebook stories, a little bit of live video over the last few weeks. I'll have a lot more thoughts to share about my cruises on Royal and cruises on my first ever cruise on Princess Cruise Lines. And I certainly want to hear from you. First of all, I have a question for you. First of all, welcome. I see a lot of you popping in. It's so nice to see you again. And if you're watching for the first time, post a comment. Let me know where you are watching from. Dan Boyle's getting on a plane in about 12 hours. I know you guys are coming out to run it. It's Princess Marathon weekend this weekend. We've got the meet of the month on Saturday. Even if you're not running or cheering or any of the princess race-related stuff, coming out to the meet in Disney Springs. We'll hang out, and there's plenty of food. Anyway, quick question of the unofficial poll variety. What did you think? What were your feelings about me sharing content from places like Royal Caribbean and Disney Cruise Line? Princess Cruise Line. There's a method to my madness. There's a reason why I am investigating some of those other destinations for a few reasons. One of which is a business-related event that I'm going to host at sea. And I want to do a show sort of comparing and contrasting these other cruise lines with Disney Cruise Line. And I want to just make sure first, this is something that you might be interested in seeing and hearing and getting some opinions on. I have some. Becky has some. Maybe I'll invite a couple of other folks on as well to see what, to see sort of what we thought. It was different. It was different. I will say that it was different. Amanda says it was torture because the food looked so good. Amanda, I will tell you that, yes, on one of the cruises, the food was outstanding. Like, the food was outstanding. The buffet, it may be the best buffet at sea. And in the interest of research, because I love and appreciate you all so very much, there's a clear, unadulterated winner in the best chicken tenders room service at sea. It's not even close. And you'll have to tune into the show to find out. I do the research, so you don't have to. Kenneth Pucci says the cruise lines look great. They are. There are aspects of each of the cruises. There are some things that I loved, some things that I didn't, some things that are just, it's not bad, it's just different. Kyle Bollmeyer says, how was the spa? If you saw my Facebook post or my Instagram post, I almost discarded it like 10 times. Like, there was to be honest, it was like a very vulnerable post for me. But I trust you. The spa is not my thing. I have a very, very, very difficult time relaxing. And I think the medical term, let me look this up. I think the medical term for what I have when I go to the spa is the heebie-jeebies. I can't turn my brain off. I just sort of feel weird sitting there. Like, if I have time to relax, I have time to get stuff done. So Eric Fisher says, watching from YouTube, says, sorry, Lou's lost at sea. It was the food. Eric, man, the food on that last cruise was very, very, very good. The buffet, I know I keep going. I'm a simple man. I am a simple man with simple tastes. I would rather do a buffet than a fancy 7-course meal any night of the week. I mean, it's nice to get sort of dressed up and dolled up and do your thing. I'll take a good buffet any day of the week, and man, that good buffet delivered. And I like to know, I'm happy to know that I'm not the only person that has these heebie-jeebies feelings. Jim says to relax when you did. The heebie-jeebies are not contagious. I did find out. I did the research and made sure. Yeah, but people say like they fall massage. I'm just not a massage. Like I want to in theory, because I think it would help me relax, but I just can't seem to make it happen. So, and yes, Brett Bowen, I do in fact trust you implicitly. It is why I share as much as I share, and I will share the chicken tender blue ribbon on the show. I think what I'm going to do. I think my plan is. Emily says I need my cootie shot. I think my plan is I want to do a podcast where I compare and contrast some of the different cruise lines. And I think really what I'd love to do is I think we're going to build the perfect cruise ship, right? And I've only been on 3 cruise. I was on Carnival many decades ago, so I won't count it but we're going to build sort of the perfect cruise ship with elements from the cruise lines that I have been on over the last few weeks, because there are definitely some things that I think you can pull from each. And I have a favorite. And I will share, like, all things being considered. And I asked other people who are on the cruises with me, I said, all things being considered, the money, the stateroom sort of level being considered, which cruise line and which ship would you choose? I was wildly surprised by the answers. Wildly surprised. And I think I might, in the interest of full disclosure, I was invited by Princess Cruise Lines to see the Sky Princess last week with 3 other folks, 3 other content creators. And we had a couple of group meals together, and these are folks I've been friends with for a long time. And I asked them this question because I was very, very curious, and I was so maybe I'll invite 1 or 2 of them on to see what they think and sort of building this perfect ship and things that they liked and did. I will tell you very quickly, there's one thing that one of the cruise lines has that's an absolute game changer in the industry. It is an absolute game changer in the industry. It's something that Disney could have and should have had and didn't, and I'll explain more when we get there. I will explain more when we get to that thing. So Emily says, I love massages. I have a tough time just sitting. Emily, I have a tough time just reading a book. Like it's that bad. Like I realized in the past that this is like, it's a thing for me. And the last couple of cruises, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm by myself. I don't have a group, which normally is where I'm spending my time. There was going to be time for me to relax, and there was, and I just couldn't make it happen. So I brought my Kindle, I brought, a physical book, and yeah, we'll see it. So Eric, I like that. A Voltron of cruise ships and experiences. And that's, in a perfect world, that's what I would love to do. And there's Royal's coming out with a new ship this summer. Princess is coming out with the Sun Princess, like right now. They canceled one of a little late on the delivery. I think next week is the first time that the Sun Princess is leaving from Europe and then making her way here. But yeah, so Brett says, I know a good book, the Walt Disney World Trivia book. So far out, how far out of date is the Walt Disney World Trivia book? One can only imagine. There's a 3rd trivia book like up here somewhere. I've got things I'm working on. I have a lot of things that I am working on, including, by the way, before I forget, speaking of things we're working on, because there's sort of 2 sides of the Lou Mangello world. There's everything I do here on the Disney side, and there's everything I do on the business side, which I started because I want you to feel the same way that I do about what I get to do every day, which comes thanks to you. It's why I do the one-on-one coaching. It's why I have mastermind groups. It's why I'm building something else right now. It's why I do the week workshop in the fall, and that's why I have my retreat coming up in April. Quick reminder, there is a super duper extra early bird special going on now until next week. 5 more days, you get $200 off your ticket. There's only 4 seats left. I won't go too far into this, but if you have any questions, go to loumangello.com/retreat and reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions you have or even get on a call with you. I will tell you that these are transformative weekends, whether you have an idea or just want to sort of continue to grow and focus on your business. The retreats are a great way to do it. very quickly, before we get into this week's show, I've got to take a second and talk about Up for Auction. This week's show, let's do this first. Up for Auction, this week's show that I did with Chris Hardwick and Brian Volk-Weiss, who you may have heard has been on the show before. I was literally recording from the middle of a very loud environment on the cruise I was on last week. So if the audio was a little bit wonky, I spent a lot of time trying to clean it up. I love this show. It is on the CW. It is not on Disney Plus. It is an 8-episode series. The episodes are like 25 minutes each. If you are, and I know you are, a Disney fan, a collector, you love Disney history, you love Disneyana, there literally is something for everybody in your family with this show. Chris Hardwick is a great guy, a completely authentic host. Like, he's a huge Disney fan. It comes through. There's super cool memorabilia. There's lots of great trivia. There's some behind-the-scenes stuff, interviews, and the people who are on the show are great. Brian Volk-Weiss does an amazing job from the cell putting this together. Absolutely go and check it out. Jim Rowatsky says, I'm watching it as we speak like this minute. My son literally decided not to go back to school on Monday night because he and I were watching. He's like, I want to keep watching. We watched till 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I was like, listen, I got to tap out, man. You got to get up early and go to school, college, like the next day. We have 2 episodes left, so I'm gonna wait. But I love the fact that we could watch it together and really enjoy it. And Chris Hardwick's like such a good dude. I had very little bit of time. I wish I had more time with him. And we chatted a little bit before, a little bit after the show, and this. Wait, where is it? That's my haunted mansion bat stanchion comes up in conversation. So if you had a chance to listen to the show, thank you very much. I welcome any feedback. And if you can, please help spread the word. Share a link to the show on social. Tag me, tag Chris, tag Brian, tag CW if you like. And Kristen, you're right. The genuine enthusiasm, and again, I keep sort of going back to this sense of authenticity, really came through on our conversations. I just wish I would have had more time, especially with Chris, because there's a lot of that I had lots of questions in my head, and I had like lots of questions on paper I wanted to get to, and it just didn't happen. And yes, Hannah Bird, it was absolutely wonderful that my college son wanted to stay up late and just hang out and watch TV with me. So don't make me cry this early on in our conversation. But tonight is not about me. Tonight is all about you, as it says right here. We've done like 20 question contests before, right? We do questions where I sort of ask you get to ask 20 questions and see if you can solve the riddle, and I give away a prize. Tonight, I want to turn the tables. I want to make this, because again, the show is certainly not about me, right? It's not even about, Chris Hardwick. It's not about the people that get to come on the show. It's about you. And I want to hear more from you. I want to learn more about you. So tonight, we're going to do 20 questions for you. I'm going to pose 20 questions, and I would just love to hear your answer. I promise you have an answer to every one of these questions. And, this could be a lot of fun. This could be hopefully a little probative for you. Maybe think about some things you've never thought of before. Who knows, it might spark an idea for an episode of the show or something maybe that you want to do or see. Edward Shrine is watching from behind Levi Stadium. Hopefully there's actually an event going on at Levi Stadium and he's not just sort of hanging out behind Levi Stadium. So tonight we're going to kick off. Let's see if I programmed this in the background right. We are going to do, oh no. Wait, oh God, I got scared for a second. There you go. We are going to do 20 questions, and we'll spend just a couple of minutes on each. And I'd love for you to post your comments in the chat, and I'll post them up there. We can talk about them. I just sort of jotted these down as they came into my head. Let's just go have a little bit of fun with this. So the first question I have for you is, what is your favorite hidden gem in Walt Disney World? Your favorite lesser known attraction, spot to get away or experience that people don't talk about, they don't think about, they don't know about, that you want more people to know about, right? So for me, it's not a hidden gem anymore. Like, I love, the first thing that comes to mind is going up and sitting like in the shadows of the bamboo at Katsura Grill in the Japan Pavilion. It's normally really, if I'm ever missing, that's where you will find me. The Carrollwood Pacific Room at Wilderness Lodge, which is where I almost did the show from tonight. Time got away from me, is another, I think, sort of relatively hidden, sort of lesser known spot, especially if you want to get away, if you want to get some work done. Three Bridges at Coronado is a great answer. Jamie Williams. Oh, I'm going to have to do this a little bit differently so we can see all these at the same time. I did not plan ahead. Wait, oh my God, you got so many people who are coming handing so fast. The Courtyard at Yacht Club, Cape May Cafe, get a little buffet while you're working. Sunshine Seasons at the Land, especially off in the corner, Kyle, is a great answer as well. The Carousel of Progress is underrated. That's not the worst answer in the world because I think it is very much overlooked for a lot of different reasons. Sitting upstairs at any restaurant that's inside an attraction. A restaurant that's inside an attraction. So are you thinking the Garden Grill? Are you thinking Pinocchio Village House? Upstairs at Columbia Harbor House, especially off in that alcove that is over the threshold in between Fantasyland and Liberty Square, I think is a great answer. Backlot Express afternoon tea at the Grand Floridian. I did that eons ago with Emma from the United Kingdom. We recorded a show. It was lovely. That was such a nice time. I need to do that again. If only there was somebody who would love to just sit and have a little. I'm a tea guy, right? I'm a tea guy. By the way, I drink out of my Buc-ee's cup, although I've never been to Buc-ee's. I would love to have afternoon tea at the Grand Floridian. The waterfall on the back of the Canada Pavilion is also a great spot. All these are really, really. Coffee on the Beach at Riviera. Matt Monaco, I had a meeting on Monday, a 4-hour meeting on Monday in Voyagers Lounge at Riviera. I love that spot. The only thing about Riviera is it's really, really hard to get into. Like if you don't have a dining reservation, they could be a little tough getting in. Sometimes you're better off parking at Hollywood Studios, taking the beautiful Skyliner over and getting in that way. Nomad Lounge, sitting outside, Charlie, is a great answer as well. Sitting in the chairs by the water, Geyser Point. Matthew Woolley, that's almost where I went tonight to do the show. The weather was beautiful today. I just couldn't get over there as well. Kristen, obviously, just talked a lot of love for Geyser Point. The bar at the Dolphin. Suzanne Armour, I think the Dolphin itself is a hidden gem at Walt Disney World. I have to figure out where I can put these so they're not in the way. Raglan Road, Electrical Water Pageant on the beach. The private fireplace on the second floor of Wilderness Lodge hallway. Pilot Musician, that's where my plan today, that's why I have clothes on, I always have clothes on when I do the show, don't get me wrong. But my plan was to go and work at Wilderness Lodge all day, then go walk us around and then sit outside. It didn't happen. Maybe next week we'll see it. And Elizabeth volunteers as tribute to do tea. Great episode with Emma, Yeehaw Bob, the spot, the Grand Floridian, paddlefish on the top. This is the weather that paddlefish was made for. This is the weather to go and sit outside. Cassie Tucker, she's talking about a place called the Boathouse. I'm not all too familiar with that. Maybe it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been to the Boathouse. You know it's coming. He winds up, he throws a softball. If only there was somebody who'd be willing to go and sit outside and have a business meeting, a personal meeting, a non-meeting meeting at the Boathouse. Clearly, I'm desperate for a meal, and I'm just desperate to get out of my house. I just need reasons to do it. Bellevue Lounge, Terry, I think it's a great hidden gem. The only thing Bellevue Lounge is missing, you know where I'm going with this, is food. Rocking chairs on Tom Sawyer Island. Debbie Anderson, one of the best meets of the month we ever did was last month, the month before, at that location. We sat there for hours. I want to do every meet of the month there. Although the next meet of the month is Saturday at Disney Springs, so forget everything I just said. Abracadabra, says Bill Swan, at the Boardwalk Courtyard of the England Pavilion. Sangria University at Three Bridges. Valerie, I've never done that before. I have heard nothing but good things about it. Friendship boats. The walkway between Magic Kingdom and Grand Floridian. Jim, it sounds great in theory, but that sounds almost like a borderline on exercise. And clearly very far out. Spas and gyms, very far outside of my wheelhouse. Although if you watched my stories from last week, I did visit both. It was a fleeting moment. And really, I was walking through the spa. I'm not kidding. I was walking through the spa to take video to get myself to the buffet for lunch. The trainers were just appalled, I'm sure. Fault Wilderness Campfire, Yeehaw Bob, Scat Cats. Matthew, I love Scat Cats Club. We did sort of a combination, it was a meet of the month and jazz night at Scat Cats Club. I should do that. I should just do it doesn't be a meet of the month, or maybe it will be a meet of the month. We'll just do another night at Scat Cats Club. We'll pick a night that the jazz trio is going to be there. Could hang out. They have great food, nice cocktails if that's your thing. And I dig me a nice little jazz trio. All right, let me quickly go through these because I have 19 more questions to go. We're going to be here all night. Eating inside the Mexico Pavilion by the Inca Temple. Mickey's Backyard Barbecue. Rest in Peep. Rest in Peeps. It's almost Peep season. I don't love Peeps. Not that you care. I'm not a marshmallow guy or a sweets guy. Subject to it doesn't matter. All right, second question. It didn't take long to get to food, obviously. What do you think is the best snack at Walt Disney World? What do you think is the overall best snack at Walt Disney World? And you can define snack however you might like. There are some meals that I describe as, because sometimes you need like a pre-dinner and then like a full dinner. I think if I had to choose, the nostalgic in me just says, yeah, I say like just popcorn on Main Street, but there's so many other good. I need to do like the top 10 snacks at Walt Disney World, and I might have to kick Tim Foster out for that one. I have to write this down. I think for the first time I might have to do. I've done top 10. I think I know who I'm going to try and recruit for that episode because I think it needs to be done. However, let's see what you are weighing in. Oh my gosh, so very quickly I have to go back. All right, best snacks in Walt Disney World. We'll see how many times Dole Whips. Whoops. Hey now. We'll see how many times. Come on. There you go. Dole Whips get mentioned. Churros, Dole Whips, Salt and Straw. A coconut Dole Whip. So Kyle, I have not had the coconut Dole Whip as yet. And this is getting into like Dole Whip season. It's starting to get a little bit warmer out. It might just be, Kyle, maybe the next time we meet up, maybe that's where it has to be. Darren, shaved ice, the kakigori in Japan is actually really nice in the summer. Joey Fender has one word. It's two words. It's school bread, the Nutella, hazelnut spread, and fruit waffle is Sleepy Hollow. Allison, that's a nice compliment. Here's the trick. You go with a friend or someone you can tolerate. I went recently with someone who I can tolerate, and we got both. And we split them in half. So you have like half the spicy chicken, and then you graduate right into the Nutella and fruit waffle. That's a nice day right there. That is a nice day at Sleepy Hollow. Egg rolls at Magic Kingdom. I agree wholeheartedly. Maple popcorn. I don't think I've ever had the maple popcorn in Canada. Pretzels und Bier, if that's your thing, in Germany. So Jason Nisser, you are like the second or third person I've ever heard, other than myself, mention the lefse in Norway. I will see your school bread and I'll raise you a lefse. I love the lefse, and get that with a nice cup of coffee. Oh, that's good. Cheeseburger spring rolls, says Cassie Tucker in Adventureland. It seems like it's hit or miss. Like I go by there and it's either 500 people in line or it's closed. I don't get to Magic Kingdom that often, but when I do, that seems to be the two. I am not kidding. My hand to God, I would pay money for a fast pass to food. I would, like, if there's a way to skip the line at like kiosks, at marketplaces, at festivals, at counter service, table service, you just sort of like show your card and you move. It's like a diners. Oh my God, it's like a Disney Diners Club card. I need to invent that. Not that they would honor it, but I just want to like walk up, it's like Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World, like showing your badge, like, okay, just going right to the front of the line, getting me 2 spring rolls. But this is the fantasy world in which I live, by the way. Jamie, popcorn, simple and delicious. I agree. More love for the cheeseburger spring roll. The ribs at Nomads are gone. Do I need to do a third visit to Nomad Lounge for a review? Or at least just to go and maybe not even a full review, but maybe just a third visit to Nomad Lounge. Egg rolls and Dole Whip, Ro and Tom Atoll. That's a nice afternoon in Adventureland right there. That's a nice little Adventureland, like quick service party. The pineapple with tahini in Epcot. I learned of tahini from my daughter, who was putting it, I think, on pineapple. And then Christine Boyle also recently, like, pulled out the tahini. She was she was drinking her pineapple, let's just say, but put tahini on it, and that was sort of like the pro move. The Everglades Funky Chicken, Richard, I have not had in, it's got to be more than a year. It's so long. I need to go to Springs and just revisit all of my favorite places that I haven't been. Kenneth Pucci, the Hush Puppies at Columbia Harbor House. I know not of these Hush Puppies. And this is a body that, again, it's built on the types of ingredients and fried goodness that Hush Puppies are built on. Interesting. Coke slushy when it's 1,000,000 degrees out. It's like in the 50s today. I'm sure by next week it'll be 97 degrees. So we're getting very close to that. David, I don't think I've done top 10 snacks at Walt Disney World. And if I did, it's probably been a decade. If somebody can quickly look that up, let me get my producer. I have no producer. If someone wants to look that up, I don't know if I've ever done top 10 snacks. I've done 5 snacks under $5 in Magic Kingdom, which I don't think I could do anymore. I'm not sure I can get a snack for under. We could do 5 snacks under $10 at Magic Kingdom. We'll see. That might be good for a video. I'm winking. You know who I am. I'm winking at you. Cinnamon at Gaston's, I dig. Popcorn does just taste better there. The Big Boy Charcuterie at Wine Bar George is a fantastic. Valerie, I love the fact that you have that charcuterie board as a snack and not a meal. We just became best friends. A lot of love for popcorn. Oh, I dig this. I dig all the. I won't just keep putting it up there. Anything in the Jason. So, oh God, it's so hot in here. The bakery in France is a great place to get breakfast in Epcot. Like, that should really be your first stop before you start making your way around the promenade, because the bakery in France for breakfast is actually really good. Mickey Pretzels. I was waiting for someone to say Mickey Pretzels. Simple, but Jennifer, sometimes the simplest things are the best things. I agree. I'm getting video. It seems fine on my end, but I'm getting people saying that the video is janky. Not janky. I mean, there's not much I can do from it on here other than just pray that it comes back okay. There's nobody else home. It's just me, so we'll see. The gingerbread cookie sandwich from Carmel Kuha, says Howie Herman. Gingerbread cookies, I don't think and I love a good gingerbread. Let me see. Bread service from Sanaa. Chris, I agree. I think bread service from Sanaa is a good. Do you know how many Wednesdays I keep saying, if only there was somebody who would go with me to late night bread service at Sanaa, and then I never pulled the trigger, because I would literally need somebody to come to my house, knock on my door, and drag me from here in order to do it, because it sounds good in theory, but then I'm like, oh, pants and shoes, and then driving, like getting there and all the walking. It's fine. It's fine. He's frozen like a Mickey bar. chocolate banana bread at Riviera. Richard, I was just at the Riviera. How did I not know this was a thing? And why did the person I was at Riviera with not tell me about this? The baked brie at Riviera. So wait, clearly I did have the baked brie. We had every appetizer at Bar Riva. There's a lot of love coming in, a lot of volunteers coming in for Nomad Lounge. Amanda Bonner, you had me at Nomad. Cinnamon glazed donuts, Mickey Krispies, the meatballs and mac and cheese bites, bread bits, and all the food at Wine Bar George. I have not had anything bad at Wine Bar George. All right, let's go. Suzanne, I do love a good mochi too. A nice green tea mochi. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, let's move on. Let's move on because we've got a lot. There's no way I'm getting through 20 questions tonight. Let's go to question number 3. What does your ideal day in Walt Disney World look like? Right? I want to know. So I was thinking about this. If you could sort of design your perfect day, what does it look like? And you don't have to go into sort of massive detail, but where would you go? What would be the thing that you do or the place that you would eat? What would be maybe those 3 things that you would want to hit on your perfect day? Like what park would it be? What restaurant would it be? What attraction would you go on? Or is your perfect day just going to, Magic Kingdom and wandering around? Is your perfect day just, lounging around your resort for the day? I love the fact that more snacks are still coming in fast and furious. Let's see. The kids' meal, cheese and banana. Again, snacks are still. Valerie says rope drop until the last guest is out. I don't know. I've done that. I did that a few times way back when. I'm not sure if I could do that again. Sorry, wait a minute. I scrolled back too fast. Let me see. Finding time to read every window on Main Street. Giovanni, years ago, I started down the path of, it was going to be like a PDF, and then it was going to become like a book where I was going to document every single window on Main Street and give like the full detailed history because... Hi, I'm Lou. It turned out to be way bigger of a project than I ever expected it to be, and unfortunately, I never finished it. Let's see. Mary says I'd sleep in, have a late breakfast at Ale and Compass or Grand Flirting Cafe, and then head to Magic Kingdom to shop and people watch until an after-hours party. That's cool. A nice sort of relaxing day. Epcot Space 220 Boathouse. I love that 2 of her things are food related. I still have not done a Space 220 dining review, and I need to. And I think I'm going to tap into the Nation. I'm going to go into the Nation group and see if somebody or a couple of folks from the Nation want to join me at Space 220 and do a live dining review. Rope Top Magic Kingdom, Ride Tron, Big Thunder, dinner at Ohana. God, that's a nice day too. All these days sound like practically perfect. Ride Haunted Mansion, dinner at California Grill, sitting on the balcony at the resorts. That's nice too, right? It's simple. See, Deanne, this is right. No rain, 60 to 7 degrees and an empty park. I sometimes your perfect day is not about what you do, but the environment in which you are in. I'm the same way. You give me like a nice 65 degree day in Magic Kingdom, not very crowded. All things being considered, there were some... in those sort of immediate post-COVID days when there was nobody here and it was nice and quiet and the weather was nice, those days were not the worst. Those days were absolutely not the worst. Jen wants to sleep in until 10. Then the park opens when I get there at Magic Kingdom. First on Big Thunder, Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, and Pirates. People watching at the Magic Kingdom, then a ride on TTA. See, Jonathan, I like that. It's super chill. That's really more where I think in this season of life, that's more of where I am. I'm more of like the chill attractions. Like you give me People Mover all day long. And I'm a very happy People Mover sneaking food onto the people. Not that I recommend that you do this, but in days gone by, sneaking food onto the People Mover. watching the Main Street Electrical Parade, sitting on the curb with my kids. Who knows if that parade might whatever. Rope drop at Magic Kingdom. It's interesting how many of you are going to Magic Kingdom. Like the amount of love, Magic Kingdom all day long. There's a lot of, look, Chrissy Garachi, same thing. A lot of love. I mean, overwhelmingly, Magic Kingdom. So Amanda Bonner has not been to Space 220 yet. Amanda, there's a lot of things we need to fix. Like one thing at a time. That's the first thing we need to fix is Space 220. There is some love for Epcot coming in, usually associated with Guardians. And Kenneth also throws in a nice dinner at Le Cellier, bread pudding at Germany, and ending with Illuminations. Rope drop, then nap. I like the nap. Visit a golden hour, and then dark. Eric Fisher from the BeyondTheToDoList.com, by the way, if you're into productivity, he is the best of the best. Breakfast at France and Epcot, strolling and look at see, Eric. You stroll and snack until lunch. Then after lunch, you go right to dinner at the Boathouse and back to Epcot for fireworks. Everything in that sentence is pure gold. That's like a microcosm of the joy that he brings with this podcast, all in one sentence. Jenner says, breakfast in bed, watching the sunrise from my contemporary room, heading over to Magic Kingdom, sitting on Main Street, people watching, riding a few rides, and dinner at Il Molino, which I'm going to qualify when I say the, quote, best Italian food on property, because I think for a nice sit-down Italian meal, it is. But if you saw my stories from Simply Capri, which is at Flamingo Crossings, which is technically on Disney property, oy vey, that's good Italian food. Like, really good. Maybe the best Italian food in the area. I need to go back again. So, all right, let's go on to question 4, because we have to do like lightning round versions, because we're going to be here all night long. What is your favorite attraction and why? We all have an answer to it, right? What is your single favorite attraction? You can define this however you want. Is it the attraction that if you can only ride one thing, this is it? It's the one that you have the fondest memories of. It's the one that is your must ride every single time that you go. What is it that is your favorite attraction and why? Mary Wells, classic. Haunted Mansion is classic, non-IP, which I like as well. I see you, Mary. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. And then maybe it's actually good that I covered my face. Great memories on the attraction. Great movie ride. May you rest in peace. Haunted Mansion, a lot of Haunted Mansion. Big Thunder Mountain. It's just so fun. Brad says not Stitch's Great Escape. I think you are not alone in your feelings. TT is not my favorite, but everybody can ride it and enjoy it. Pirates is pure nostalgia. My first attraction with was my grandfather's favorite. Rise of the Resistance, amazing every time. I was waiting to see a lot more Cosmic Rewind, just because I think there's some recency bias to it, but Cosmic Rewind's really, here it comes. Here comes all the love for Guardians. It's the best coaster I've ever been on, and I don't consider myself a coaster junkie. Tower of Terror, Big Thunder Mountain, a lot more Tower. More love for the TTA. Carousel of Progress, because the father reminds me of my dad. See, I like that. Don't ever go away, Carousel of Progress. Father Christopher, happy Lent, by the way, says, my favorite extinct attraction is Mr. Toad. I remember being a little kid and saying, like, just riding it back to back to back. While looking forward to the Tiana reincarnation, Splash Mountain was perfection. Practical animatronics, water thrills, story music. It has everything, says Rich McNana. Based on what we've seen and heard so far, I'm really excited for, as much as I loved and agree with you about Splash Mountain, I'm very excited for what Tiana is going to bring to the literal and figurative table. New Orleans food, I'm gunning for you. Jungle Cruise, Old as Horizons, New as Living with the Land, Peter Pan. I remember as a kid and felt like I was really flying. Chris Vin from YouTube says, Carousel of Progress, it is the OG. So there's a lot of love for classic attractions. And Blake Lacey says it too. A lot of love for the non-IP based attractions. Christine Boyle says, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Seeing my sweet Courtney smile during the cha-cha with Daisy. Seeing her smile in the mirror is one of my favorite memories with her. So that's it, right? Because it's not necessarily about the attraction itself, which is why I asked the why question. It's about the memories we have. Like, it has special meaning for us sometimes for very, very personal, very subjective reason. Cues count. Absolutely cues count, Amy. If you want to throw a cue in there. Walt says Toy Story Mania. I say Pandora. You are the first, I think, nor shall you be the last, who said Pandora Flight of Passage. I think it's funny. I think that was like on the top for so many people for so long. And then Guardians came in and said, hold my whatever it is that they serve around Guardians. Eric can't get enough of the Indiana Jones show, the effects, the theater aspect of it, the movie magic, and the great sit-down break. Jason just loves Jason, when I was a kid, I used to ride the monorail for hours. We would stay at the Contemporary, and my parents would just go back to the room, and I would literally just sit on the monorail and ride for hours. Aaron King says, like picking a favorite child. Deep down, we all have one. If I had to pick one, Pirates of the Caribbean, that water, it is the musty water smell. There is something to it. All right, let's move on from there. What is a hidden secret or a detail in Walt Disney World that you love that you think other people just haven't noticed, right? There's got to be that thing that, especially like if you go with family and friends, you're like, oh, I can't wait to, nobody else knows about the River of Pooh. Nobody else knows about the hanging shutters. Nobody else knows about the Chinese laundry, the R.L. Nicholas box. Like, we all have those little things that is a hidden detail or a secret. So what for you is that little hidden detail or secret in Walt Disney World that you love that you think most other people, especially your friends and family, might not have noticed? And sometimes it could be hiding in plain sight. It doesn't have to be a super secret. Facebook is scrolling, getting the message the live video has ended. And yet I'm getting no indications on my side. After this question, I have another question for you. I have another question. I have a serious question for you. Because it has been janky lately, not just here, but even janky when I am on mobile and in areas that have great Wi-Fi. I apologize. There's nothing that I can do. I have like great signal here. There's nothing running in the background. I don't understand why this is happening, but I apologize. I apologize nonetheless. This is tough. This is tough when you rely on, a third party site like this. Maybe I should just pack it up. Just go to Sanaa and try and just finish it from there. Yeah, I can see that we're frozen here. Let me try and. There's nothing I can do unfortunately, on my side to fix it. And if I restart, it'll be a hot mess. Yeah, I'm watching on my phone and it seems like it's okay. So, but I know when people just drop off like flies and there's nothing that I can do. So anyway, all right, let's quickly go through these. Willie in the ceiling of the shop in Fantasyland. That's a great pull, especially if you know the details about the story and some of the history of that shop. If you go back and listen to any of the audio tours, I sort of go into detail about Willie the Giant and the Brave Little Tailor. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there as well. When he told us about the Imagineers putting their hands in the queue throughout the Flight of Passage, I said it was the River of Pooh. The movie props of the pirate coins. There's also there's like a chalice in there, and there's one other prop from the movies as well. The trees in Flagpole in Liberty Square, the story of Walt. I love the story of the tree itself, how they picked up that tree and moved it from another section of property, and how they literally had to dig up the entire root ball and bring it over and to plant it so that the tree didn't die. A lot of hidden Mickeys in here as well. Brett says, I stepped in the poo and everybody left. Received that the video has ended a couple of times. Yike. Service is horrible. Yeah. Jennifer, I don't know. There's nothing I can do, but so Eric says it didn't stop for me on Facebook. I have a question. We're going to pause the 20 questions for another question that I have. And 20 questions, we might have to do these 20 questions over a period of time. We might get to 5 or 10 and not get to all 20. So the stream is still going on YouTube, which is fascinating. Marco DeViso, Crest, and David Dawson. That's a great pull. That is a great pull. So many people, it's right there, and they just don't see it. Obviously, the Mark Davis reference. Caleb Joshua Hill, my buddy, says the key under the mat about Vision 3D. It always gets a laugh, like no matter how many times you see it. The Imagineers as cherubs on the ceiling in Be Our Guest restaurant. Steve, that is an awesome pull. To be able to go into a restaurant and show some of those details, because a lot of times I think we're not looking in places that are not necessarily quote unquote attractions, but I think everything. I think the restaurants are in fact attractions. Chris Vinnick, awesome. The strata of the rocks in the fireplace in Wilderness Lodge, the Hidden Mickey solar panel farm. David, they brought us out. When they installed that a few years ago, we went out for the day and they showed us in detail, like up close, that solar panel. It is fascinating. It is fascinating. And a huge power source. Like I think it powers, don't quote me, it's like a quarter of, or was leading up to being a quarter of the energy generated on property. It comes from that solar farm. The flag lowering ceremony, the flag lowering, Jesus, I can't talk. The flag lowering ceremony at Town Square. How many flags are there on Main Street, USA? 1. Every other flag is a pennant. Everything Jim Corcus taught me about the Columbia Harbor House, Jim taught me a lot too. And it's not just about Disney. So he is missed, and I love being able to share Jim stories. Some of the jokes hidden in the pre-show of Muppet Vision 3D. I've been surprised that Muppet Vision hasn't gotten a refresh or an update, and maybe it just hasn't needed to because it still generates laughs, right? It still generates laughs, and maybe it's one of those things that you want it to be updated, but you're afraid that it might not be as good, right? Be careful what you wish for. Christine says, I love that they take the gingerbread houses and use them to feed the bees. I said feed the birds. Feed the bees in an area around the resort. The pipes in the dinosaur tracks representing ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise because McDonald's was at one point the sponsor. There was a lot of McDonald's at one point had more, such a greater presence in the park. So remember the fry cart in Frontierland? There was an entire backstory of the fry cart. And if you looked in the ground, I won't go, please listen to the audio tours. If you looked in the ground, there were wheel marks and wheel tracks from where the fry cart fell off the mountain and rolled through Frontierland, broke through the fence, which was still broken, and ended up there. And that's how the fry cart story came to be. I mean, I just told you the whole story, so maybe you don't need to listen to still listen to the audio tours anyway. Howie Herman, you may have just won tonight. The fact that you can get Ohana noodles at Tambu Lounge, now I want to go to Tambu Lounge. I want a fancy little drink and a pineapple, and I want the Ohana noodles because they're so good. Heather, I know of that hidden door in Galaxy. Well, actually, there's a bunch of hidden doors. Actually, we might be talking about different hidden. You might be talking about the apartment door that's near Oga's. There's also a hidden door that leads to a secret lounge. There's a secret corporate lounge that someone who I will not mention invited me to, which is stupid cool. They have a wall of like 30 different lightsabers on the. It's crazy. It's really, really, really cool. So there are multiple hidden doors. Toad handing over the deed to Pooh. Sealed the Hall of Presidents. Everything about the queue in the Haunted Mansion. Yeah, now you got me thinking about Tambu Lounge. The Gargoyle's laughing goes, so Debbie, that's great. Next time you go to the stretching room, don't rush to get out first. Instead, and you can figure out where the door is going, depending on which side you're on, right? So if you're staring at the Master Gracie portrait in the foyer, you can go left or right into the doors that are going to open into the queue are going to be the doors closest to the portrait. So if you stand as far away from that door as possible, you can sort of stall as long as you can, let everybody else out. Because when you do, walk into the center of the stretching room and listen to the ghostly, and it almost is like a binaural 3D effect of hearing the laughter before you. It's super, super cool. Debbie Anderson, that's great. That is great. All right, so excuse me. Before we move on to my next question, this is actually really interesting that we had this technical hiccup tonight, and I know. So, by way of a little bit of background, when I am broadcasting from here, and I'm able to broadcast from home via the software that I use, I'm able to stream directly to the WDW Radio page, which I then share into our group. I'm also able to simulcast and broadcast into YouTube as well. I know a lot of folks like to watch on YouTube, and this allows me to pull in the comments from both. The issue that I'd run into is when I am not here, and I'm on a cruise, and I'm in the parks, and I broadcast from my phone, I cannot broadcast to both locations at once. I can choose one or the other. I can choose my Facebook page, and then usually I bring a second phone, and I'm like on two phones trying to share it into the group, or somebody will share it into the clubhouse for me, but I can't go live. So it's a struggle, because if you're watching on YouTube, you don't get to watch the remote broadcast live, although they do get published to YouTube later on, but it's not the same. We don't have the interaction. My question in this very, very, very unofficial poll, I wish I was better prepared, because I would actually put a poll in here, which I don't think I can do. Can I do it right here from here? No. The question that I have for you would be, YouTube is working much. What would be your thoughts if I went live into YouTube instead? I'm not saying I'm doing this. If I went live to YouTube instead of Facebook, I can share it after the fact into the Facebook group so you can watch the replay, but you wouldn't be able to watch live on Facebook. Like there would be a single location where all the live videos would go, right? So I know we lose out on a lot of things, right? You lose out there's no community aspect of YouTube, which is why I'm not sort of as deeply into it, but the quality is better. More people can watch. You don't need a Facebook account. You actually get notified when you click. So many of you have complained that you turn on notifications and you don't get notified when I'm going live, especially if it's not on Wednesday nights on Facebook, and there's nothing I can do about it. We're sort of beholding to, there's a lot of, so Mia says, Facebook is better, pops up in my feed, gives me a reminder that as YouTube, I would definitely forget. Emily says, I like the conversation here, right? So this is what I struggle with. There's no perfect solution. YouTube has benefits in terms of the quality of the video is better. Facebook sort of downscales the video a lot for live. You will get notifications on YouTube. You lose out on the community aspect, right? So you lose out on the community aspect there, because you can comment on those videos, but it's not in the Facebook group where the community sort of really exists. Mary says you can reply easier on Facebook. The back and forth is the key to Wednesday's live. Shannon, I agree with you. I agree. And yes, we all have YouTube on our phones and you would get notified, but it's not. I might try it. I might try it I know, Darlene, this community, I say this all the time. The podcast is the heart of WDW Radio, but the community and this is the soul. This is it. This is the reason why I do what I do and I love what I do so much. This is my favorite part, right? Because the podcast, I put it out and then I wait. This is something that we get to do together. I would go live every day if I could. I would go live every day because I absolutely love it. So Jennifer says but again, I favor interaction over quality. Facebook for the conversation. So right, I feel like more because of the familiarity of everyone here. There's a lot of pros and cons. Some people say I'm in the habit of doing Facebook, but it's harder to tag people in YouTube. Emily says, I don't know because I'm here so Emily, it sounds like a lot of people would watch on YouTube. So you'd still get the same interactions, but it would just be on, the YouTube platform. Great Wednesdays, Thursdays on YouTube. Can we not, you can comment on YouTube and I'm pulling in some of the comments. All right. So if you see here, I'll actually make this bigger so you can get a sense of what I'm talking about. If you take a look and see, you can see I'm pulling in comments from YouTube as well as on Facebook. That's what this allows me to do. The problem is that I can't go live to both all the time. So somebody loses out. I literally, this has been a huge struggle for me for years and years. For a variety of reasons. You're right, Valerie, there's pros and cons. You can, somebody correct me, I don't think we can comment and like each other's people's comments. I think that you can comment on YouTube. I don't want to sort of distract myself and try and do it now, but but a lot of people are telling me they're having issues with Facebook. People saying that they're leaving Facebook. You do have to have an account to comment on YouTube. Absolutely. And you do technically have a YouTube account because if you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account. YouTube does have a live comment section. Are there ads on YouTube Live? I don't believe so. Let's see. Some people says I've never watched things live on YouTube before. And I haven't either, but I've started to do it. And I've been doing when I was on the train coming back from Fort Lauderdale, I have a secret group that I can test things in. I went live on my Facebook secret group to see what would happen. It kept dropping. The quality was awful. I went over to YouTube and I tried it there and it was fine. And the quality, it looked like I was using a flip phone from 1987 versus a 4K camera. And I was in the exact same place on the train both times. Jennifer watches YouTube on the big screen coming up. Jennifer, now I'm super self-conscious. I need to work on lighting and shadows, and it's why I wear dark clothes. Facebook on desktop is better. Comments work great on Facebook. I was watching on my TV. Eric, and I think we've even talked about this at events and stuff before. And now there's some additional changes that are coming to Facebook groups that are going to be deprecating some features, which potentially might impact this. I mean, the way I do it is sort of like a workaround, which is not perfect, right? It's a not perfect workaround. So Eric says, I meant YouTube. Comics was great on YouTube. I was watching on my TV and commenting from my phone. So some people have actually switched from Facebook over to YouTube. Dave Rashoni says, I'm less Facebook, more. I know. And a lot of people are saying they don't have Facebook, but we lose the community aspect, right? So do we keep the community and conversation in the group And do I go live on Facebook? On YouTube? Maybe. I'm going to experiment. So if you have not already, do me a favor and please go and subscribe over on YouTube to youtube.com/WDW Radio, just so I can test some things. I am not saying that I am making a huge switch, but I do want to test, and the best way to test is with you. Again, people are saying that it's freezing, so yeah, we'll see, but we'll maybe give this a shot and see how it works. I know and it could be an issue with my connection here as well. Dave Brookshire, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Oh, Christine, now it's getting me so nervous. I wouldn't like the Frozen picture. That gets me so very nervous when I see that, because I can only imagine. Please, for the love of God, don't screenshot that. So I just want to make sure. Look, I want to make sure that I'm able to give you the best possible experience overall, consistently, right? I want to be able to give you the same experience from my phone as here. I don't want to be live on YouTube here, and then when I go live, for example, I'm going to see Ridley Pearson on Friday. Maybe I'll go live. If you watch on YouTube, you're not going to be able to see it because it's only going to be on Facebook. And again, I have to worry about the quality on Facebook. It's so do me a favor. If you have not subscribed on YouTube, subscribe. And I hate to sound like every video on YouTube, but you need to subscribe and click the bell so you turn on notifications. But you will actually get notifications from YouTube when I go live, right? So Jennifer, I've tried live on Instagram a few times as well. I thought about doing that on Friday. There's things I like about Instagram Live. There's things I don't like about Instagram Live. I don't like that it's not easy to sort of go back and see live broadcasts when they're done. Again, there's pros and cons to doing it there. Yeah, and I have talked to some of the folks at Ecamm about this, and I'm going to see them next month. I think I'm going to see them next month. But we were talking about this at Podfest recently. I did not mean to go sort of off on a tangent, but I need your feedback. I need to sort of know. I don't want to make decisions that are not going to be the best for you. So this is helpful. But yeah, if you go to youtube.com/WDW Radio and subscribe there and turn on notifications and all that kind of stuff. Plus, by the way, you can also find the podcast now on YouTube. So YouTube recently turned on a feature that it automatically ingests the podcast feed. So you're able to, if you're working around the house, if you're walking the dog, if you're, doing so, you can put YouTube on your device. You can put it on your TV, and you can listen to the podcast there. I'd love it if you stayed subscribed on your podcast player too, because every download matters. But if you do want to do that, there is that option for you as well. So let me go back and just check a couple of others. I know Walt did say things won't say the same. I'm always looking to improve. I am always looking to improve. Yes, Mary, ring the bell. I've done Instagram a couple of times. There's a couple of things I did not love about their live. Again, the problem is there's no perfect solution. There's no perfect solution, and I don't know how to get around it. I do miss the days when Ustream was the who was here Ustream days? Who was here old Ustream days It used to go live. You would get notified. I was able to easily embed it on the site. So you could watch on the site. You could watch on the app. You could watch wherever you were. It was super simple and it was a lot of fun. And there was no nonsense. And then womp, womp, womp. They close it down. So Minecraft Man says, I love seeing you here. I'm rarely on Facebook anymore. Easier to jump back in and come back. Yeah. So that's the other thing too, Eric. Sometimes it's hard to find stuff on. I know. Kelly was back on the Ustream days. Yeah, so I need a bunch of you are popping over to YouTube. It seems like it's fine there. We'll play around with this and see. Stay tuned over the next few weeks as we sort of test and adjust some things. This might be something where, YouTube is used for, I'm going to be starting to do some more video stuff. Videos and live is going to live there, and we can share it over to Facebook after the fact, but some of the live stuff will happen there. So Debbie says there's no perfect cruise, park, or platform. That is absolutely true. So we will figure this out. I love seeing you here. I'm really on Facebook. Trying out the YouTube so far. It's pretty good, says the Matt Shaw, number 99. So, and if I went to YouTube, I would still be able to broadcast directly to YouTube from here. So, Christine says, I never downloaded them. Should we? Downloaded the podcast? Yes. What you need to do is download 11 different podcast apps. No, I'm only kidding. But yeah, whether you download the podcast or you stream it, either way, it doesn't matter. So, but we'll play around and see. Maybe on Friday. I'm going to go see Ridley on Friday. Actually, wait, am I somewhere else? And Friday, and then next week, I'm going to do, it's Princess Marathon. Maybe I'll even play around with it this weekend over Princess Marathon weekend, just to experiment, just sort of part of the YouTube. Maybe we'll just call it the YouTube experiment, and we'll see. No solution is going to make everybody happy, and that is unfortunately those are the trials and tribulations of what we do. So I will be at Flower and Garden, so I don't have any graphics for this, but I will just tell you next week, I'm going to be checking out a new resort, which I might go live from on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to be at Flower and Garden. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. I might go. What I'll probably do is I'll go live. Maybe I'll go live during the day, and I'll definitely go live at night. So, look for Tuesday. Look, definitely Wednesday, possibly Tuesday. And then, let's see, we have a nation call on Thursday, flying to Pittsburgh. Sunday, I'm going to House of Mouse. If anybody's going to be at House of Mouse Expo, go to houseofmouseexpo.com. I will definitely be there. Animal Kingdom Resort one night. Oh, Amy, that's a good idea. Heading on over to, maybe, oh my gosh. Maybe, wait. I need to write this down. Maybe I'll go to Sanaa. Maybe I'll go live from Sanaa. And I'll show you the joys of bread service on the YouTubes. I'm very excited. You always know how to make my day and my night. So, Tater says, Saturday, I will be with you at Disney Springs. I will be at Disney Springs. I don't have a graphic ready for this, but I will be at Disney Springs on Saturday after the Princess 10K for the Meet, MEET, and MEAT of the month from 1 to 2 at Exposition Park. It's right in between the Starbucks and Summer House is Exposition Park. The food trucks are there, and we'll have some fun. I'll have some stuff to give away. Maybe I'll bring some passports with me, some WDW Radio passports. Oh, I didn't get a stamp. Well, I will sign your passport that you were there. Emily Ennis, we are still working on the I came up with an idea actually on the last cruise that we are looking into right now for the post-Halloween cruise. So stay tuned. One thing I had planned, they can't do it the way I want to do it. And if I'm not going to do it if it's not going to be a wow event, I'm not going to do it. So I came up with something else that I think could be super, super, super cool. So it could be an interesting experiment. It is the YouTube experiment. Christine, I will not forget your donut and or your bagel. All right, a couple of quick questions, right? Because it's 8:40. I don't want to keep, we're obviously not going to get through the 20 questions. One, do you like doing the 20 questions? Do you want to do 5 this week? Maybe we'll do 5 more next week. I will sign your password. I do more than just an X. Father Christopher, there's a nation call. I sent the email today. It's going to be next Thursday. If you're not getting your emails from Patreon, let me know. Do not forget my donut. Christine, I will bring your donut and or a bagel, but I cannot guarantee that there may not be a bite taken out of them. I hope that's okay. I promise I don't have cooties. Wait a second. Hold the phone. We're not going anywhere. Chef Bob coming to you from the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Show Barbecue Cook-Off. Chef Bob, you've come a long way from the boathouse, baby, but it's always good to see you. Chef Bob, I'm telling you, I'm trying to find a reason other than to come see you, like a speaking gig or something down in Texas, because I need to come and see you and hug you and check out the food at your amazing restaurant. Chef Bob, if you want to put a link to your restaurant and tell people where it is, put it in the comments. I'd love for people to go and check it out. So another bonus for you is either clip something out from live, make it an individual video like that breads. Oh, Eric, Eric, we got to talk more about this. So, but nothing beats bread and accompaniments. I agree with you. So, yes to you. So quick question. Do you like the 20 questions format? Do you want to keep, I have like 30 questions that I wrote out for you. Let me see. Yeah, we'll keep the questions going. Look, these are just ways for us to chat with each other. I love to hear from you. I love hearing your stories. It's why I sort of came up with the idea for the 20 questions tonight. John says, I'm getting them on Facebook, not on YouTube. So Christine, we might do a pre and a post for Halloween. We're working on both ends, but the pre is most likely going to be us taking the train down together, taking Brightline together for anybody who's going to be leaving out of Orlando, and then do something after. We come back early on Saturday, so potentially something on Saturday night and maybe even more on Sunday. More trivia contests like the 20 questions. Good, because I've got a lot more questions. I promise we will do more next week. But for tonight, one, thank you. This has been awesome. I love you and appreciate you. Let me just see. I know there's a couple other things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned. Let me just see. Again, just very quickly, don't forget about the Momentum Retreat, April 12th to the 14th. You can still save $200 off. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. And wait, let's get here. Come on now. There you go. Sorry. Speaking of cruises, our Halloween on the High Seas cruise is this. It's going to be here before you know it, October 21st through the 26th with a stop at Lighthouse Point. I cannot wait to see what they are building there. Plus, it's on the Magic. Plus, it's out of Fort Lauderdale. Plus, we can take Brightline. I am ridiculously excited for this. And yes, in case you're wondering, there is going to be a costume contest. And yes, I already have picked out 2 costumes that I want to wear. There may be a literal costume change, because there's one that I want to wear that's like on the Disney side, and one that I just want to wear because I've wanted to wear this costume forever. If you can't make that cruise, don't worry, because we have another one coming up in February on the Disney Treasure. That one is going to be out of Port Canaveral. It also is going to be the WDW Radio 20th anniversary. It's been 20 years, not really of WDW Radio, but 20 years of podcasting, right? Remember the old Mouse Tune days? So we're going to celebrate. There's always a reason to celebrate and eat. That's going to be on the Disney Treasure. You will find me probably in the Haunted Mansion Lounge, or the Jungle Cruise Lounge, or the Haunted Mansion Lounge, or the buffet. To find out more, get a free, no obligation quote about either or both of these cruises, visit wdwradio.com/cruise. Get a quote from our friends exclusively at mousefantravel.com. There you go. Whether you're coming on one of our cruises, planning your own trip. And remember, Becky loves when I say this, even though she's not here, They don't just do Disney, but they do Disney really, really, really well. So you can go visit them over at Mouse Fan Travel. And please make sure you tell them that you heard about them on the show. If I come to Texas, let you know, I'd love to if I come to Texas, I promise we'll do a meetup. If I come to Texas, we'll do a meetup at Chef Bob's restaurant. He doesn't know that yet, but I just thought about it on right now. Father Christopher is coming on the Treasure Cruise. Mia is coming on the Treasure Cruise. Kimberly is coming on the Treasure Cruise. We're going to have a blast. I'm very, very, very excited for so many things. Most importantly, I'm so excited to see you. I appreciate you so very much. I love these nights. They invigorate me, they rejuvenate me, they fill my cup and they fill my heart. You are my not just friend, but you really are my family, and I do very much appreciate you. A couple other last reminders. What are the last reminders? I don't know. Oh, huge thanks if you are a member of the WDW Radio Nation. I appreciate and love you. If you want to find out how you can help the show for as little as $1 per month and get exclusive rewards every month, you can visit WDWRadioNation.com. That's it. That's all I really want to say. That's all I want to share. That's all I want to promote, because promoting gives me the heebie-jeebies anyway. So a lot of people coming. It's a match off. It is not going to be the Grease costume. So, Crisbin, yes, the Haunted Mansion stanchion that Chris Hardwick was very jealous of, which got me so excited, is right there. This was a gift I got years ago. I believe it is a replica. I do not believe it is actually from the Haunted Mansion. So, again, thank you very much. I love you. I appreciate you. We will continue with the rest of the 20 questions next week, possibly on YouTube. Stay tuned. Don't forget, again, there's still time to join us on either or both of our cruises and on our Momentum Weekend Retreat. I've got some really cool stuff coming on sort of the business side of things that I think really might be interesting to you, and an opportunity for you to sort of, I don't want to say too much, but finally, most importantly, I love you, because I just love doing the reactions when they work. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you always choosing the good and being the good. Do me a favor, when we're done tonight, find a way to share the show, share the clubhouse, invite one of your friends to join our family. That is the best way that you can help make our family continue to grow and be this very special place that you have created here in the clubhouse. I feel like my throat is incredibly hoarse and I sound like a male Demi Moore or more like B. Arthur. So until next time, probably not going to be next week. I'll see you before then. Don't forget, go over to YouTube, turn on notifications, ring the bell, all that kind of fun stuff. I love you. Have a great night. See ya.